What's up, crew? Welcome back to Boat Restoration by Ben. On today's episode, it's time to prep my 1999 Formula 280 Sunsport for its engine removal. Go back, watch the previous video. We brought this boat home from New Jersey, and I kind of alluded to it, but this is the boat, or one of the boats, that's going to be replacing my 2000 Pursuit 3400 Sport Fisher. So tune in, here we go. Time to get this boat up and running and on the water. It is a clean, crisp, 270 hour, hardly used freshwater Formula, and we are back in the speedboat gang. I've got the new engine sitting over here, remanufactured, I should say. That's already been rebuilt and all that, ready to go in. What we need to do is get this thing up off the ground onto an engine stand, and then our engine inside the boat is going to be our parts motor. So plucking, throttle body, distributor, spark plug wires, etc. Lots of stuff off of this engine that need to go on to the new one. But as always, thank you guys for watching. And here we go. Let's get into this Formula. All right, guys, welcome back to Boat Restoration by Ben. So behind me is a 1999 Formula 280 Sunsport. I recently purchased this boat for $14,000. It came with this boat exactly how it sits, 270 original hours, freshwater boat, barely used, and one of the engines was mis-winterized, I'm assuming, and is locked up. So it's got one bad engine, one good engine, very clean platform. It needs to be cleaned up desperately. And I even got a brand new rebuilt engine to go right where this existing engine is. We'll get up there and I'll show you guys what's going on here in a second. If you haven't done so already, go back and watch the video of us bringing this boat home. It features the 38 Scarab that I'm also going to be bringing home here in the near future. But, oh, and real quick, also came with an extra set of risers, manifolds, and an Alpha stern drive, which we're going to rebuild and have that as a spare. So anyway, before I hop up and show you guys what's going on inside the boat, let's talk through my game plan here moving into the future when it comes to boats. So obviously we have the new shop, which has been a godsend in regards to space and privacy. Second thing is I have a 36-foot sport fish that's worth about $100,000 sitting in the water right now that I haven't used in 2 months. Why am I telling you this? Well, as much as I love that Pursuit, you guys can go back, many of you probably already seen the whole video series and features on the 2000 Pursuit 3400. I love that boat. It's a great boat for the bay. It's beautiful. I bought it for 60,000 bucks. We repaired an entire hull side. We replaced all the through hull fittings, put Cusa board in so it'll never wet itself ever again. But that boat is a large chunk of change. It's expensive to insure. The slip is somewhat expensive, and it's just a big boat overall to keep and maintain, especially if I'm gonna have 3 of these at the same time to fix and take care of and work on here in the shop, on top of clients and customers' projects as well. So why am I telling you this? Having not used the Pursuit in several months, having used it less this entire summer than I have my boats the last 5 years, I think it's time to part ways and change gears in regards to what kind of boats I have and keep. Another thing, that Pursuit set up for fishing. It's got outriggers, it's got a big old tower. I love driving the boat from the tower. Where do you store a boat like that? Well, you have to store it outside in a boat yard or leave it in the water. I have access to this wonderful shop as well as my personal shop, and I cannot fit my Pursuit 3400 in that shop with the tower on it, much less the boat's 13 and a half, 14 feet wide. So all that run around, I'm going to sell the Pursuit. I am changing gears in what I'm doing in regards to my boating, and also the content that I'm putting out to you guys. I've said it before, but I want to focus more on speed boats and cool, classic, smaller boats that I can fit inside the shop. I mean, that's a 12-foot wide by 14-foot tall door. That's a 12-foot wide by 10-foot tall door. We can get some pretty big boats in here, and this thing's 120 feet long. But it's not conducive to sport fishes. So I'm changing gears. I'm gonna sell the Pursuit. I'm gonna buy, well, 1 Scarab 2 and mystery boat number 3 in the place of that Pursuit. So stay tuned. If you guys are interested, there will be a future video going through that boat, as well as a special couple updates, maintenance items we need to do to it to get it ready for sale. But it'll be hitting the market this fall/winter, and hopefully sold by spring of next year. I know it's not a perfect boat, but it's got to have the nicest Pursuit/Tiara hull of that time frame, especially with all the water intrusion issues that those boats did have. So, you know, I think it's worth what I have into it, at least 90,000 bucks. I'd love to get, you know, based on market value, boats are going for like 125 to 135 right now for those specific boats. So anyway, if you guys are interested in my Pursuit, reach out and let me know. Old Fashioned will be for sale this winter. So anyway, changing gears into the Formula. Well, I can store it inside first and foremost. It's got its own trailer. It's got alpha drives that are really simple, counter-rotating, very simple, little iron horsepower monsters, 4.3 V6s, 260 horsepower a piece. They're fuel injected. They make 225 horsepower at the prop shaft. This allows me to do a lot more of the kind of boating that me and my wife like to do with our friends, and it allows me to work on it as needed and store it inside of my shop. So I was not going to buy a, you know, pseudo, you know, runabout boat like this, but I could not pass up on the opportunity, especially when it came to the Scarab 38 kV being paired to the purchase of this boat. So for me, it was a no-brainer. It gave me a nice load right trailer with 14,000 pound capacity, you know, disc brakes, electric over hydraulic brake actuator, big beefy hitch, just a nice trailer in general. I can fit, you know, the 31-foot Chris-Craft on this trailer as well. So it's versatile for me up to 30-foot boats. Another thing, slip costs. I'm probably gonna go ahead and rent a lift, which will allow me to cycle a bunch of these boats through on that lift as we need to use them and test them. This is a great boat to keep there when we're working on the other boats, and I want a boat just to be able to take out and run around, because as much as I love working on boats, I love using boats too. And you know, none of this is worthwhile unless you can get out and enjoy the thrill of putting 2 throttles down and cruising on a boat on the water. So what else do we have? Insurance is cheaper, maintenance is easier, storage is cheap, I can trailer it, I can haul it out myself. What else? Oh, I mean, here is something that's pretty, sorry, I need to get a lighter in here. Here's something that's a pretty big no-brainer to me, but its seating layout and capacity is just as good as the Pursuit, if not better. I mean, it has designated seats for 10 people out here, a lounger, somebody can lay out here, several people can sit here, 2 seats right there, a full U-lounge. This is the same size lounge as the 33 Sunsport, just with a smaller cabin, and then it has a head down below. It's got a little place to sleep if somebody needs to, or people to sit down there to get out of the weather. You name it. Lots of storage. We'll go into how these Formula boats were built, but this is a really good era for Formula. They did a lot of great things when it comes to electronics, structure, how they designed and built the hull, the way they integrated and mounted the engines into it. You know, the dampening, absorption, there's a lot on this boat that is reinforced and a lot of forethought that was put into the design and build of these formulas from back in the day. So anyway, just overall, good boat for me and my family and friends and how we're going to use it. So I'm really excited about this Formula 280 Sunsport. I think I said I was possibly considered selling it after cleaning it up and swapping the motor. But again, that depends if one, the right offer comes from you guys, or two, kind of where I'm at in regards to my boat inventory. So keep this one in mind. If you are interested in it and really want this boat, I mean, you're gonna see it's a very clean, it's a great boat. I would part ways, but you're talking mid-20s to buy this thing from me, and that doesn't include the trailer because I want to keep the trailer. So anyway, enough of me talking. Like any of my boats, I'm gonna vacuum this thing up before I even start tearing into the motor because it's got a bunch of leaves and stuff from it sitting outside. So I'm gonna vacuum all that stuff up. I've opened up all the hatches and let it air out for a while. So everything is dry, and then I started to, but I'll finish propping up the engine hatch. The batteries are damn near dead, so you got to plug it in just to actuate this. This is about the only thing that works on the boat, but it needs new batteries, which we'll absolutely get to. So anyway, once that is done being slow and dramatic, I mean, look at those. Look at the hinges on this thing too. Dang, I should have pulled it forward even more. It's gonna hit my support there. We'll leave it at that. All right. I'll turn this battery switch off in the meantime. So anyway, that's the bad motor. That's the good motor. 4.3 liter electronic fuel injection, digital ignition. They're the throttle body, I believe, throttle body injection. I'll have to look. I didn't see any injector solenoids on the manifolds. These are basically, it's a 4.3, so add 2 cylinders and it's a 5.7, so a 350 Chevy. So same deal, nice little engines, lots of space to work on them, very well reinforced bed, stringers, through bolted engine mounts, and it's pretty clean. It needs a bath just because somebody started taking apart this motor over here, which should make it fairly easy to pop that thing out. There's a bunch of stuff we're gonna swap over to the other engine. So anyway, you need to see there's, you know, things have shooken around from our journey. Things are disconnected. Maybe that's why some items aren't working as they should be. But anyway, I'm going to pull the trailer out some more, get me some more space so I can get my engine hatch up all the way. This thing will actually end up removing this hatch so we can put the new engine in and take the old engine out without having to deal with this and without damaging this, because the upholstery and everything is all in really good shape. So I'm gonna move this forward, and then I'm gonna hop down there, get rid of all the loose items, clean up the wiring, and get the, let's see, 1, 2, I believe 4 engine mounts loosened up and removed, which they may already be loosened up. And then to pull that engine, you do have to pull the Alpha stern drive off. So I'll show you guys how to do that real quick as well. Here we go. If you got any questions, shoot me an email. If you have a project that you guys have that you want us to work on, you can also email me, ben@boatrestorationbyben.com. Drop a comment. I'll try to get back with you. We've got gear, merchandise in the shop that you guys can all go look at and grab. We're going to revamp it in the spring with new designs and whatnot as we progress more. But as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm just out here trying to work on speedboats and boats and maybe educate you guys a little bit. So I enjoy doing this stuff. Appreciate you guys watching. And, you know, thank you for your patience and how we've gotten to this point here, because it has been a lot of work and time and a lot of moving parts to get to where we are now. So thank you guys. All right, let me get this thing moved forward and we'll get into the engine room. I just want to remind people, when they design and built these motors, they designed and built them to make them very easily accessible and removable / replaceable. You're gonna have to replace boat engines at some point down the road. The first thing I noticed when I looked at this motor is it is just all torn apart, as if somebody who had no idea what they were doing just started disconnecting everything. Let me remind you, these have single engine wiring harness connectors. Unplug that, unbolt your starter, or disconnect your wires from your starter, remove your fuel line, and then, yeah, here, your water pickup that goes through an oil cooler. 4 bolts, these things will lift right out of the boat. Well, you got to remove your alpha stern drive, but that's it. I may be missing a ground or a connector or something like that, but seriously, that is all you have to touch to pull one of these motors out. It doesn't matter if it's a V6, V8, inline 4, any Mercruiser engine, that's all you have to remove. So they made them to be removable. I don't mean to partially rant, but I just hate seeing when people come in and just tear apart everything to remove the motor. There's no reason to do that. Everything that's here could have stayed connected to all the components that are bolted to the engine. Every wire, all of that. Instead, it's just a big rat's nest. It's fine because we're gonna have to remove those things and transfer them over to the new engine anyway. Once this is out of the boat, we're gonna put this one on a stand, that one will be on a stand. We'll have them side by side, and we're able to just easily go choop, choop, switch back and forth from either engine. But anyway, just a PSA, don't just start disconnecting every hose and wire you see. They made these engines pretty modular. Leave everything you can connected, disconnect as few things as possible and before you lift these things out. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, here we go. So the manifolds have already been removed, fuel lines disconnected, our starter positive wires are disconnected, our ground's disconnected, our water pickup from the alpha drive is disconnected. Yes, our wiring harness has been unplugged. All this is back here loose. There's our harness with a bunch of plugs that are going to it. Again, I don't think all of these things should have been unplugged, but it's what we have, so I'm going to leave it for the time being until we get the new motor out and I see what I'm missing. But yeah, here we go. So the remote oil filter lines stay there. Remove this nut right there. Remove these 2 bolts back here on the bell housing. Remove this nut over here, and then with a chain hoist pick here, and we'll grab one of our other hoist picks from the other engine back here, and we should be able to lift this thing straight up and out, minding our coupler down there, which right now has an alpha input shaft going through it, which it won't very shortly. And then of course we're going to remove this engine compartment cover before we do any of that as well. But real simple. So I'm going to loosen up these nuts and those bolts back there. I'm going to transfer my hanger from that engine once we get it on the engine stand over to this one here, and then I'm going to put my rope and chain on this motor so we know it's ready to come out as soon as we get this hatch off. And really, that's all I came in here to do right now, is just get my bearings, see what's going on. Shifter cables have already been removed, you know, and like I said, good old throttle body injection. They were using that for a long time, and it works pretty well. So, all right, well, I'm gonna steal these manifold bolts because I believe I can use them. Nice job. Oh, where did you go? There you are. Stand by. Stay. I do like being able to stand in front of these things. Ow. Alright, anyway, apologies about that. Let me get out of here. And I should take my shoes off because they're probably gross with doing this in the most delicate fashion. I don't want to get grease and grime all over my sea decking that somebody paid a lot of money to put into this 26-year-old boat. Oh, I'm appreciative that they did, but I don't want to have to clean a bunch of grease and dirt out of it. Anyway, let's go get that motor up on the stand. That way we can grab the fixture to lift it, bring it over to this engine, and that's where we're going to leave this until we have the gantry over here. And I cannot bring the gantry over until the engines and the engine covers are in the Wellcraft project. So bit of jumping from project to project here, but that's how we got to do it to hustle. So Harry is actually back over at the other shop right now, working on the Wellcraft project currently. So I think after I get this motor on the stand, that's it for this video. Hello. I just lifted you up. Now I can put my engine stand brace on here. See if I got the right length, however, and the right thread pitch. Definitely the right thread pitch. Hopefully these things engage far enough. That should be a ½ inch engagement. That's about what I left out. Nice. See? Didn't even have to adjust them. I knew these had been on a small block Chevy before. Goddamn small block Chevy. And yes, even the 4.3 is a small block Chevy. It's just missing 2 cylinders, that's all. Literally the exact same block architecture. Let me go grab my impact. Let's bring you down here. Huh? What do you say? Bam. I was guessing 9/16. Oh yeah. I'm afraid. Is that too much engagement? I feel like those should go deeper. Let's see. Nope. Oh, we need more spacage. And by more spacage, I mean we need more washers. There you go. This is why you have a bolt bucket. You can use whatever you want. And again, I'm sure many of you are going to give me a hard time about this, but you know, make do with what you got. This is a budget garage right now, gentlemen. And ladies, if there are any ladies watching. I say that because 99% of my viewers are men. Yeah. I mean, you guys probably could have guessed that, but if you are a lady and you're watching, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. I appreciate it. Alright. I think that's money. I like that. Yeah. Big time. Alright, let's get it on the stand, which is just conveniently right here. Excuse me, tire. You are no longer needed. We gotta go up. We're going up. Stand up a little bit. There we go. Drop the pin. There's the pin. Let's drop it down. Perfect. That was aggressive. All right. Money. Let's get rid of my chain. And we won't need the tractor anymore because we're going to use the gantry for the other engine. But let's get this tractor out of here. And then I'll walk you through what's going on with the new motor. All right, the engine is on the stand. Real quick, I almost forgot, but let's pop those nuts and bolts off of the engine so it's loose. And I got my lifting device here. Now herein lies the problem. Greasy gloves, white gel coat, doing mechanical work on a beautiful white boat. Never ideal. So take them off any chance you can get. Same thing with your boots, or buy that nice plastic stuff to put down. Again, I haven't gotten that far. Look, here's Harry. Nice. All right, that's it. We're done. The nuts are off. 1, 2, and then the 2 bolts back there for the bell housing. It's all off. They're in there. This thing, I mean, I don't think I'm strong enough to lift it with my bare hands, but it's ready to come out. We got the lifting strap mounted up as well. Now we just got to pull an alpha stern drive. Let me show you how to do that real quick. If you go back to the OG formula videos with the 242 SR1, look way back. There's like maybe 1,000 views on them. I pull dual counter-rotating alpha drives off of that boat and show the procedure of it. There's a certain order of events in which you have to shift the shifter into a certain direction. Since these are counter-rotating alphas and I'm working on the port one, which is rotating outward, I'm gonna have to shift the shifter into reverse in order to pull that drive off safely. So I'm gonna go do that up there real quick, and then we can go to the back. And I believe it's 6 nuts and the trim pistons, and that thing should pop theoretically right off. Alrighty, here we go. Alphas, real simple. It's in reverse, so it's locked out, going in the forward direction. On these, there's just a couple little snap rings, right? Yeah, what are they? Yeah, snap rings. There's just a bunch of corrosion on this one, that's all. Anyway, pop those off. We can, sometimes there's enough room, but probably pop these off as well. And then the rams will pop, the drive will drop. Oh, look at that. Some drive paint. And then we'll be able to get this down because we want it straight when it comes out. And then we're just dealing with these 6 nuts right there. And this thing should slide off. All right, well, those rams are removed and they are not moving, and nor is L drive. Ugh. Boy, she needs some grease. That's why you got grease fittings there. You gotta grease them, man. Woo! Oh my God. That should move freely. That should not be that stiff, but I won't blame her. She's been sitting in the up position for far too long. That pin was pretty tight too, but we got it. Here we go. All right, 6 bolts, and hopefully, oh look at that, now this rotates. Hopefully this pops right out. We'll see. I don't see anything else that's connected. The speedo is already disconnected. And I don't have to drop the lower or anything like that. So we're just gonna pull the whole dang thing out just like that one over there. So 9/16, 5/8? I think it's 5/8.
I think it's 5/8.
5/8 with no extension. I should probably grab one, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I need one. All right.
I would say we'd put some blocks or a floor jack kind of stuff and flipping around. It's not going anywhere.
Now, these Alphas,
Balanced machine.
I mean, they're the simplest of all of the stern drives ever built, I believe.
Yeah.
They still shift inside the stern drives, unlike the TRSs. However, they're very small, they're delicate, they're fairly cheap. They make a lot of them. They still put them on boats today. So, you don't have to worry about them too much. And these are definitely the Gen 2s. They used to have the Gen 1s, you don't want those, you want the Gen 2s. And while this thing's off, we'll split it and change the impeller. The impeller is inside the lower gear case, kind of like an outboard. Actually, exactly like an outboard. There's little clips as well. Or not clips, but washers that get stuck to the drive sometimes. If you don't get them off, it'll just make it really hard to remove it. So you might as well pull them. And then once we're done, I always put all my bolts back on the threads so I don't lose them. And I'll probably just leave one of these on here before I take it all the way off, just so it doesn't pop. Let's get the rest of these washers. Like I said, 6, but I always forget something, so we're gonna find out what I forgot this time. A dead blow. Oh, look at that. Yeah, she came right off. I've been permanently scarred by the boat that is sitting right behind me and removing its stern drives. That scarred me quite a bit. This one, however, is going to be very, very easy. I say that, but it's already coming out, so. Ah, see? That's how easy it's supposed to be. Look at that. Maybe. Come on, baby. My shifter is removed. There we go. There you go, my floppy boy. Nice. All right. Need to set her down. Sweet. All right. Okay. That is how easy. I mean, we should have straightened our steering. And look how tight our steering is. I freaking love it. That's what it's supposed to be like. It doesn't move at all. Sweet. And that's what a gimbal bearing that's in good condition is supposed to look like. And our bellows actually look pretty good. Our seals look good. Drive oiler. All that. There's our shifting linkage. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, we'll probably go ahead and replace gaskets, of course, seals, but I think our bellows, I mean, honestly, they look pretty good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave it be. We'll grease everything up. It needs grease, but there we go. That's a good little stern drive. Somebody who put it in and has removed it has greased it many times over. Thank you. The coupler and everything looks brand spanking new. And then here's that little shifty doodah that goes right in there. That's where our shifter is. But cool. That's done. All right, well, that 4.3 liter Vortec is ready to come out of the 99 Formula 280 Sunsport. We're gonna have to hold off until the gantry is over here and not helping the Wellcraft, but that's all we got for now. Again, like I said, this is probably gonna be my personal boat, but if you guys are interested in it, let me know. You know what I'm asking. Somewhere in the mid-20s, but I think I'm just gonna keep it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Do you hear that? That little sound spot?
Wait.
Come stand right.
Start back over there.
Stand right here and talk.
Okay. Whoa.
What the?
And then yeah, you go over here.
And
then it comes over here.
We're like in a little sound tunnel.
It's the cone of silence.
This is freaking weird. It makes my ears feel weird too.
I like it.
I didn't like that. All right. Things that you find out when you're working in. I guess it's the shape of it. It's definitely the shape of it. All right. See you guys.